What is good, YouTube land? This is the H-Town Shutdown with your man, R. Press, your number one-stop shop, everything Houston Pro Sports. How y'all doing today? Today is Monday, August 28th, 2023. This is the H-Town Shutdown, so we're going to talk about everything Houston Pro Sports. And this weekend was an eventful one with both the Astros playing and the Texans playing their final preseason game. I'll give you some thoughts on both coming up, but I just want you guys to sit back, relax, and let's talk some Houston sports. How about we get it going with the Houston Astros, man? The last podcast I did, the Astros were in the middle of a series with the Boston Red Sox. They had just lost the third game of four. Well, that fourth game was didn't go well at all. They ended up getting thrashed 17-1 at home. And then the next night, which was Friday night, they went to Detroit and ended up losing in walk-off fashion to the Detroit Tigers after Farmer Valdez had, I believe, seven innings, no hit. Yeah, seven innings, no hit pitching. Went to the bullpen. Abreu did good in the eighth. Ryan Presley blows it in the ninth. So that wasn't a good look, and it was a couple of dark days here in Houston because what was happening around us as far as the division. The Texas Rangers kept free falling, and they're still free falling. They ended up losing another series to the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they were in the middle of one with the Minnesota Twins that they ended up losing 3-1 this weekend. So they're in a virtual tie with the Houston Astros right now. And your number one seed in the AL West currently is the Seattle Mariners. Man, it's almost like Houston and Texas just open the door and say, come on right in, Seattle. And that's exactly what they did. And they're in the middle, as we highlighted last week, they're in the middle of their soft part of the schedule. Currently, they're in a series with the Oakland A's. They just swept the Kansas City Royals. Before that, they took 2 or 3 against the Chicago White Sox. So, I mean, they got the Mets after that and the Reds after that. So, they're in the soft part of their schedule, but it does get a little bit harder coming up. So, look forward to that as we look forward to what the AL West will become. Back to the Houston Astros. They ended up winning the series against Detroit this weekend, 2 games out of 3. After losing the first game on Friday, they came back and won 9-2 on Saturday. And then Sunday, what did they score? 17? They had 25 hits. Jeremy Pena had 5 hits in that game, man. His first 5-hit game. Seems like everybody was getting hits then during that game. So it was good to see the offense kind of come back to life after struggling those 2 games, last one against Boston and the first one against Detroit. So currently the Astros are sitting at 76-58, while the Texas Rangers are sitting at 75-57, pretty much a virtual tie. Both teams are currently a half game behind the Mariners, who are playing right now against the Oakland A's. And last time I checked, they were up 6-0 going into the 5th inning. So doesn't look like Oakland's going to be much of a challenge to Seattle in this series. But all the Astros have to worry about is continuing to win. You have to continue to win to keep pace, because the soft part of the Astros schedule will be coming up in September. They got a couple of series with the Royals, another one with the A's coming up. So we look forward to that. But you got to get past these next series, which is pretty crucial. They are currently, let's talk about today. They started a 3-game series with the Boston Red Sox at Fenway, and the Astros started off that series with a bang, winning 13-5 in the first game tonight. Jose Altuve hit for the cycle. His last hit was a home run over the Green Monster. Guys, it's time to start saying it. He's the greatest Astro of all time. He's headed to Cooperstown. It just is what it is. The man is phenomenal. He's consistent. Jordan Alvarez is back, came alive. today as well. I think he got 4 hits, excuse me. One was a 3-run home run to open up the game and make it 8-4 when the Astros were down 4-3 going into the fifth. It was good to see Tucker get some hits. Yainer Diaz continuing to get on base, drawing some walks. I think he got his 10th walk of the year in this game. It was nice to see. Now, I will say this. Christian Javier had another shaky game. He got pulled after 4 2/3 innings, I believe. 4 1/3, I think. Man, his fastball was all over the place, man. Boston, Adam Duvall, he's a heck of a player. Sent one out of Fenway Park. It went over to Green Monster and it was out in the street somewhere, man. They were waiting on his fastball, and Javier had another shaky game. It's just, I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it again. It is time to be worried about Christian Javier. Doesn't look like that guy from last year is coming back. Just not. He's not shaking his struggles. He just isn't. He hasn't had a good game in 3 months. Flat out. He hasn't had a good game in 3 months. I don't know if he's out of, a lot of Astro fans are speculating, is he out of shape? Has the pitch clock gotten to him? Looks like he's gained some weight. Looks like he's getting gas early. And we had to go to the bullpen again. It'd be nice to have some pitchers just go 7 innings, man, to give our bullpen a rest. But if there's a bullpen that's just as taxed as us, it was the Boston Red Sox. In this game, Alex Cora brought in a guy they just caught up from AAA and kept him in there a long time. And that's when the Astros went on their run. And they scored, what was that, 6 runs in an inning? 6 runs in the fifth? And nobody was warming up, man, trying to save the bullpen. So if there's a bullpen that was more taxed than the Astros, it was the Boston Red Sox, whose bullpen has been giving them a lot of trouble this year. So Chris Sale went 4 and I think he went 4 innings, maybe. Yeah, 4 2/3 today. After he gave up that home run, he didn't give up the home run to Jordan. He gave up a hit to Altuve that got him run. So, and a walk to Bregman right after that. So the Astros started out this series good. Let's see if they can maintain it. They have been up and down this entire year. So who knows what'll happen this next game. But it's good to see that the offense come alive. 9 runs, 17, I think yesterday, 13 today. The bats are coming alive, man. And we got some good news too. Mr. Professional Hitter himself, Michael Brantley, back with the team, expected to be activated for tomorrow's game against the Red Sox. Another bat, man, a professional bat, as we say here in Houston. Brantley's a baller. He's a baller, man. It's good to see. I don't think he's going to be playing every day, but you get that presence back. You get that guy back in the lineup, another left-handed bat. I said it before, I'll say it again. That is a huge, huge boost to this team. So the offense, who is coming alive now, gets a little bit more help. So it's good to see that. Can't wait to see that, man. Headed into September. If we finish this series off with the Red Sox, we'll be headed into September with a lot of confidence. The next series will be a weekend series at home against the New York Yankees. And on Labor Day, 3-game series, the final 3 games against the Texas Rangers begin in Arlington. Speaking of the Rangers, man, if you're a Ranger fan, I feel bad. I don't really feel bad for you, but you know what I mean. Your team has been struggling. And I got to be honest, man. I don't know if they can right the ship. Last week, I was pretty confident that they would make the playoffs. Now I'm not so sure. I didn't see this team losing 8 straight. I didn't see this team winning 2 out of their last 10 games. I didn't see this team struggling to get runs early on. I didn't see this team blowing games the way they've been blowing. Chapman blew 2 games this week for the Rangers. Will Smith's blown a couple of games. It's not looking good. Max Scherzer didn't do well in his start against the Twins. He's been doing pretty good since he got there, though. I'll give him that. And then the bat's going cold. I didn't see that coming, to be honest. So I don't know, man. And then Seattle just, the Mariners are just on a hot streak. They've been playing the best ball in the league right now. It's incredible that the two teams are battling for the AL West the entire year. The Astros and Rangers just open the door and just let the Mariners just come in and take it. And it's going to be a while before either one of them could take it back, because the Mariners they're in a soft part of the schedule. They could be, they could be 3-4 games up by the time maybe early to late next week. They might be 3 to 4 games up. Rangers and Astros play each other, so they'll be beating each other up next week. The Mariners have a shot to create some separation here, and I got to be honest, I don't see why they don't. I don't see how they don't with the schedule that's in front of them right now. I don't see how they don't do it. The Mets and the Reds coming up after that, but then it gets tough. Let me look that up because I did see it earlier. Then the schedule gets tough for them, man. They got some games after this soft run the soft stretch that they're on. They got some series that's going to be pretty hard, and their September is going to be from mid-September on. It's going to be tight, and it's going to be hard for them. So let me check this real quick, guys. See who they got coming up. So they got they currently got the Oakland A's 3-game set at home. Then they go to New York to play the Mets. The Rangers are playing the Mets right now as well. That's not going to be hard for the Mariners. They'll handle the Mets. And then after that, they go to Cincinnati. A little dicey. Cincinnati's a pretty good team this year. They're in, I think they're in the maybe the 6th spot in the wild card in the National League. So and they got to win these games too. So that's not going to be easy either. But after the Red Series, which is, I would say that would be a pretty competitive series. After the Red Series, a 4-game set in Tampa. Then they got the Angels at home. Then they got the Dodgers at home. They play the A's one more time on the road. Then they go to Texas. Then they get the Astros at home for 3. Then they finish at home with Texas. So not going to be easy, man. You got two with Texas, a series with the Astros, one with the Reds, one with Tampa, a 4-game set with Tampa on the road in Cincinnati, as I mentioned. Then at home against the Dodgers is going to be tough. At the Rangers, and then at home Astros finish off, and then at home Rangers to finish the season off. That's going to be tough. So we'll see what they're able to do, but they have an opportunity in these next couple of series to create some separation. So we'll see if they're able to do that. But the Astros, I like what I see so far. It looks like the bats are coming back alive. Starting pitching still a little shaky. I like the outing Hunter Brown had this past weekend. Verlander's been Verlander. JP France had a rough one last game, but he'll bounce back. And Farmer Valdez looked good. Christian Javier right now is the weak link. I gotta be honest, man. I don't know. I don't know what they do with him. Bullpen. There's no way if the playoffs started today, there's no way he's in the rotation. No way. You might need to start just getting him ready to be in the bullpen, because that's what he has not been a good starting pitcher this year. So maybe they have that to look forward to. But you know what, guys? Astros on the roll. 3 straight wins. See if they make it 4 tomorrow against the Red Sox. All right, guys, let's talk about the Houston Texans. Wrapped up their preseason last night with a win over the New Orleans Saints, 17-14. The 53-man roster is in the middle of being finalized now. Some cuts have been made. Some are surprising for the Texans. They made some surprising cuts today. But I do want to talk about DeMeco Ryans, the head coach, naming CJ Stroud the starting quarterback. No secret there. He, or I should say, not a well-kept secret. He didn't name a starter until after the preseason. and everybody kind of figured here it was going to be CJ Stroud, and it was good to see that. It was also good to see Stroud have a. They only played one series, but it was one series in the final preseason game, but it resulted in a touchdown. So it was good to see that in the red zone. Remember the last or a couple podcasts ago, I talked about the struggles in the red zone. Well, CJ and the offense showed that we can handle that, or we did our homework, and we did our homework and saw what we did wrong in the previous game, and came out and corrected it this game. That was good to see. The running game, I'm excited about, man. Pierce had an excellent rookie year, and it looks like he's going to be on a roll this year, man. The guy was running hard in preseason and ran over a safety in the one series that he had, man, running hard behind that offensive line. The offensive line is coming together. I think it'll be middle of the pack in the NFL as far as the unit. I don't see it being a great offensive line right now. The first round pick, Kenyon Green, has been struggling pretty bad at guard. I was on social media earlier, and somebody on Twitter pretty much called him out and said this guy is the worst lineman in the league, and showed his tape where he got beat pretty bad, and looks like he may have hurt his shoulder. A lot of people are speculating that he was faking that. I don't know. But it hasn't been it's been a rough start to the rookie's career, and the season hasn't even begun. But you know what? He's young. This is it's professional football. Things are hard for a rookie. Offensive line it's a tough position. I'm not gonna write him off yet. Matter of fact, his coach had his back, saying, "Hey, man, I'm proud of him. He's been fighting through injuries this preseason. He's been fighting through injuries in camp and keeping a positive attitude. So hopefully, Kenyon Green can make some improvements, because we're going to need that. We're going to need him. We're going to need that offensive line to protect the quarterback and be one of the best run blocking offensive lines in the league, because we got the back and the running backs to be able to do it. Now, as far as receivers go, Nico Collins caught a touchdown yesterday. I'm excited to see what Michi does. Tank Dell is a playmaker. I think that's been established this preseason and this training camp. I cannot wait to see how he's used this year, and who has a breakout. Who's gonna have a breakout year? I think we have some pieces to be able to do that on offense and on defense. I think our defense is going to take some steps forward. I like our secondary, and I like our interior linemen, but it's kind of early. It's kind of too early to tell. Once the season begins, and it's going to be a challenge. We got Baltimore, first game of the year in Baltimore. Good challenge to start it off, man. See if we can handle Lamar and that new look offense in the AFC North. But we'll see what the challenges will be going forward and see how the Texans handle it. As far as cuts that were made, a few of the names that were cut today were Roy Lopez, defensive tackle. I think he was in his third or fourth year. That was surprising to me. I didn't think he was going to. He wasn't even on my radar to get cut. Desmond King, secondary or safety, was cut. Was shocked to see that. And Christian Kirksey, linebacker, he was the captain last year, was cut today as well. So looks like they're going to go with some younger players in the linebacking core, and also some younger players in the secondary with the King cut. So we'll see how they finalize the roster and see if there's any more notable cuts that are being made. But those are the three that stood out to me. Looking forward to the energy that's going to be surrounding this team going into week 1 and then on to week 2, the first home game. It's going to be exciting to see how they handle this first week. Everything is now it's about install and prepping and getting ready for the first game of the year, getting ready for Baltimore. And let's see what the Texans have in them. It's kind of too early to tell right now, but I did like how they finished the preseason. I am excited about this team. I'm excited about the young talent. I'm not going to sit here and say, playoffs or anything of that nature. As a matter of fact, I will give my picks. I keep teasing it. But this week is the week now that the preseason is over, and final cuts will be made tomorrow for all NFL teams. That's when I will, later on this week, I'll give my picks on what I believe, who's going to finish in what seed and who's going to make the playoffs, and my 2023 NFL picks. Can't wait to do that with you guys. But as far as the Texans, as I wrap it up, excited to see them take steps forward. And hopefully this year is a year that surprises a lot of the fans and excites the fans. That's what it's all about. See if we have our franchise quarterback, see if we have a franchise coach, and see if we got our mainstay players in position. Younger players growing. Can't wait to see Stingley as well at the corner position. Sauce Gardner had such a great year for the Jets last year. Stingley was picked over him. Now Stingley's got to prove, hey, you didn't make a mistake picking me, baby. Can't wait to see it, guys. Houston Texans football in about 13 days. Get ready. Well, that is another episode of the H-Town Shutdown. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Got probably another one this week of the H-Town Shutdown. Give you another Astros recap. A Texans preview to the season. Talk a little UH football. They open up with University of Texas San Antonio this week. And any Rockets updates I can scour for you guys, I'll let you know here. Texas A&M as well, football begins. We'll talk about them. Even sprinkle a little UT in there as well. So, hey, got some good shows coming up, guys. I appreciate you joining me. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.